Good morning, Riyadh. Salam alaikum. It's going to be about it for my Arabic. You're going to have to bear with my French and English accent, but it's a privilege and an honor to be here in Saudi Arabia. It's the first time for me, so I'm very excited. And thank you for your welcome. I'm the CMO at Contentsquare. I joined Contentsquare 2 years ago. And I came from Microsoft when I was leading Microsoft.com, experts.com. So I have been in your shoes, leading a digital team, trying to deliver a great experience. And at Microsoft and Xbox, I was a Contentsquare customer. So I use Contentsquare to delight our customers. So very excited to be here. So what are we going to talk about today? Of course, we are going to talk about AI and intelligence. But we are not going to talk about AI for marketing or the buzzword. We're going to talk about practical AI, who's going to help you make a huge difference for you and your customers and help you in your digital transformation. I know Saudi Arabia is on a big 2030 ambition, digital transformation, and you're going to see how AI and Contentsquare can help you and contribute. So, what all customers globally? I talked to a ton of marketers, head of digital globally. What do they tell us? They all want the same thing. I want a better customer experience. I want less friction, more flow. And how are we doing? Again, global numbers, but I'm sure they are true also for Saudi Arabia. Global numbers, you can see some of the numbers. We all invested a lot. 3% online conversion rate, phone and web, so that's the same. And still, as Dia mentioned earlier, 40% of sessions are still frustrating. You know, we have pop-ups and nagging, slow website, buggy apps, so it's still not there. We are still throwing good money after, bad experiences. So that's why it's so important. And having a customer experience optimized is getting very challenging, and I'm going to explain to you why. And why there is a big disruption coming. But if you think about planning a trip, you want to journey abroad or in Saudi Arabia. If you want to plan a trip, what's going to happen? You're going to have to open an airline app, you're going to have to open an hotel app, you're going to have to open a rental app or a website, and so on and so on. It's going to take you ages, probably 10 apps, 10 pages to get it done. What happened now? With LLMs, AI, if you want to book a trip, let's say to Jeddah, or last time for me was Portugal, I just type, hey, I want to go to Portugal or Jeddah, and it's going to offer you a much faster experience. It's going to curate for you the experience. So most AI is going to do a lot of the work for you. So the customer experience, digital experience is going to change dramatically versus what you're used to. And so how do we fix it? How analytics is going to help you in this world? Because the world is going to be hybrid. It's going to be human engaging with mobile apps or our website. It's going to be humans engaging with agents, agents talking to agents. So how do we solve this new online experience challenge? Let's go back to basics. If you think about a website today or a mobile app, it's broken down into many pages. You have product landing pages, checkout pages, pricing pages, and so on and so on. About 20 of them. Each pages or mobile apps is made of, and you can see on the screen, it's made of many components, zones. You have product images, headers, footer, shipping info, customer reviews, and so on and so on. Let's say 20. And each zone has many metrics. You can look at conversion rates. That's what Contentsquare does, by the way. You can look at revenue generating. You can look at engagement score. It's another 20 metrics, roughly, you can look at. So, total, how many metrics are we looking at? 8,000. You can still manage it and try to optimize it. But it gets more complex. If you go into other dimensions, customers, they go back and forth, they return, they check other websites, they talk to agents, they go on their mobile apps, and so on. You add another, maybe 10 dimensions. Let's go to MapTab, we can do the math now. That's the number of dimensions, data points. If you want to optimize the customer, you almost have to manage and understand. 40-digit number, except the PhD in math or statistics, no one can manage that. And this picture, that's what analytics looks like today. If you want to make sense of all these data points, that's a reality. of modern analytics. Humans can no longer process it, even with tools like Contentsquare. Good news is, who can make sense of that? AI, agents. And I think it's an opportunity. It's not a bad thing. It's an opportunity, because with AI, we're going to see how we can make sense of this and improve customers' experience a lot. And it's happening, by the way. What I'm talking about, as you very well know, it's already happening as we talk. If you think about this big shift, we believe at Contentsquare there are roughly three steps or levels of maturity. First, you have assistants. Assistants, everyone is used to LLMs, ChatGPT. Basically, they help you. It's reactive. You ask a question, you get an answer in natural language. Then you have agents. Agents are more proactive. They come forward with information. They can take action. And we're going to talk about it later. And then you have automation. Automation is agent talking to agent. It's orchestration of multiple tasks. It means a personalized experience. So that's what we call at Contentsquare the new stack of experience intelligence. And we're going to deep dive in each of them to show you how it's going to help you and enable you to deliver better experiences and better business outcomes. So what did we do? At Contentsquare, and I'm going to try not to be too technical, but at Contentsquare, last May, we launched our first chat. It's called Sense. And Sense Chat is just an AI chatbot. Basically, you can ask questions. As you can see here on the screen, you can ask very concrete questions in natural language about how your website or mobile app is doing, what's the customer experience. And it's been very successful. It was the highest adoption rate for all features, capabilities at Contentsquare ever. We had 150,000 queries. 80% of our customers globally have adopted Sense and are using it weekly. So again, they help you make sense of this data. And there is more. We improved Sense. We just improved it. We launched Sense Chat 2.0, and you're going to see a quick demo behind me. So what have we done? You can see here, you click. You ask a question in natural languages. So we've added more capabilities, a more intuitive look and feel. You just ask your data question, you get the answer. And I think for you, if you're not an expert, you're not expert. Usually you outsource, you're a consultant, you outsource the work, but you're a business owner, you own the business, you feel accountable. You want to know what's happening, what customers are telling you. You can ask, without being a data expert, analytic expert, you can ask this question in your language and get answers. And you see, the chat is going to do, it's going to support zoning, it's going to analyze your mobile app, your website. It can answer any question on app related, and something cool you can see. Is it still working? Yeah, it went too fast, but it went fast. But it's going to also offer you other questions. So that's Sense Chat. Again, we talked about it. Reactive, easy to answer, very disruptive. With Sense, we also brought session replay summaries. Everyone knows what session replay. Session replay is the way we record what the customer is doing anonymously on the website, what is clicking in or looking at, or the web app, and then you can replay to see what he did, what customers did. Now with AI, you get a summary. You don't have to watch endless hours of session replay summary, which can be fascinating, but usually it's better to watch a movie than watch his session replays. Now you get a summary, as you can see on the right. And the good news is we just added a multiple session replay summary. You can summarize up to 100 session replays. So you can ask Sense, hey, can you summarize what happened on my checkout page for the last 100 sessions? So again, basically AI is taking the boring work out of your life, making you more productive and more insightful. And it's been, again, very successful, very high adoption rate. You can see 74,000 hours of watching sessions saved. People, you globally not watching this session, getting summaries. So, again, I'm going a bit fast, but I wanted to give you how AI is going to change the world and is going to help you to leapfrog, your customer experience and your analytics. And that's what we announced. I'm not going to go through all of that, but we talked about session replay summary, session chat, and you see, you're going to see some of the rest coming. But there is much more coming. We just did a chat assistant piece. Now we're going to talk how you take action and how you can be more proactive with agent. And so for that, let me welcome Sebastien on stage, who's going to show you what's next. Welcome, Seb.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So indeed, the chat, the Sense Assistant, is helping you to query your data on specific analysis that you're doing in the platform. But it's fine and it's great, but we believe we can go further. And we can go deeper in the way we automate the whole analysis process. Because we know that there is much more complex analysis that you need to perform, and it requires a lot of time and a lot of resources. And we're all struggling with time and resources. So we wanted to automate this a step further. So imagine having each of your team members having a buddy that is actually an analyst, an expert analyst, that is able to run analysis for you and complex analysis. That's what we are announcing today with the release of Sense Analyst, which is our revolutionary agent, AI agent, powered by Contentsquare product capabilities and data. Let me show you what it looks like. So let's assume that I'm in charge of an e-commerce website. Okay? What I want to know today is how I can increase my revenue on my website. So I'm going to ask Sense easily, again, in natural language, so the same concept as we just saw with Jean-Christophe on the assistant, but you will see it's going to be going further. The analyst, the agent will start thinking and will build the analysis plan for me, combining all the product capabilities that you have in Contentsquare. All of them. So let's start the video, sorry, it's going to be much better. So it started by building the analysis plan. I don't need to know what I need to analyze to get the answer to my question. It's doing it for me. It's then analyzing my website, building my customer journey, identifying the different steps that the customer and the visitors are going through. And it identifies that actually to improve my revenue, I first need to fix some issues that I have in my checkout funnels. So it's building my checkout funnels, identifying which type of my checkout funnels are having frictions. And in that case, it's my cart page. So what it does, it will also then leverage the zoning capabilities to create a snapshot of the page directly from the session replay. I don't need to create it, it's created automatically for me. It will scan the page through the AI model that we have, identify all the zones that are available on the page, give them a name that is actually usable and understandable by everyone. You don't need to be a data expert to understand what the tool is doing. And then it will start analyzing all the metrics that I have in Contentsquare for all these zones to identify where do I need to put my efforts, where do I need to optimize my cart page to make sure that I'm increasing my revenue by lowering frictions. But it's also looking at the session replay summaries that we just talked about. It's able to read it. So you can combine the qualitative data and the quantitative data from zoning, journeys, and funnels. But it gets even more exciting because it actually tells me the story of what my visitors are doing on my website, what are they experiencing, and what the frictions are, and the output, which is the most important, it gives me a set of actionable recommendations that I can put in place to actually optimize my website. And if I want to automate this, I can set the prompt, schedule it to have it every day in my inbox. I don't need to do it more than this. You get this every day, and actually the good news is that you can create an army of those AI agents. So every day in your inbox, you get a set of recommendations, actionable recommendations you can put in place. So we're basically giving you the tools and the intelligence to get quicker and more efficient and productive in the way you analyze your website and your mobile apps. That's the AI agent that we just released. But I'm going to do like a famous CEO of a smartphone company or like a tech company, Apple. There's one more thing. There's one more thing, because what about giving you the ability to get those insights, not just in Contentsquare or in your inbox, but everywhere you need it to be. We know that you're using more and more AI agents like Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot. We know that in your company, you're adopting this technology and you do more and more with this. And now the world is changing because we want those agents, like the one we just released with Contentsquare, to be able to talk to other agents in your company. And for this, on the market, there's a protocol that has been created. It's called MCP, Model Context Protocol. That is basically the dictionary for agents, AI agents, to talk to each other. Let me take an example. If you're using Claude, for example, as an AI agent, you can leverage some capabilities from Jira that a lot of your companies are already using to create tickets or get updates on tickets. You can ask Optimizely to create new feature flags or new A/B testing. As of today, I'm happy to announce that Contentsquare is coming in the game of those AI agents and MCP servers, because we're creating our own MCP server that will allow any AI agents to talk to Contentsquare and leverage Contentsquare insight and data outside of Contentsquare. And so we're going to be able to orchestrate and automate a lot of processes that will make those insights available across the entire company and leveraged by anyone. Let's see an example, how it works. I'm in Claude. I'm still in charge of my e-commerce website. I'm going to ask how my frustration score was on my website last week. It will actually query directly Contentsquare and give me a summary of how it went. Actually, my frustration score was not really good last week. Then I can ask Jira from Claude directly, keeping the context of what happened in Contentsquare. Is anyone fixing the problem? And then Jira is answering saying, yeah, there's a ticket created and it's been fixed. So I can then ask the next question, which is, between last week and now, what was the impact of fixing this issue? And I will get my frustration score and my conversion rate exposed, and I will see that the problem fixed increased my frustration score and my conversion rate. The power here is the ability to orchestrate all these AI agents and the ability now to have this data from Contentsquare and those insights that are generated by our agent available across the company. We think it's really disruptive and game-changing in the coming months because you're adopting more and more of these technologies. So, as a summary about the AI capabilities and the news, so we have announced our new Sense Analyst, which is our agent. It's going to be rolled out to our customers in the next few months, and we have already a lot of customers using it in beta. And we are announcing our MCP server support coming in the next few months as well. So that's basically what we've seen. Back to you, Jean-Christophe.
Thank you, Seb. So, What's make it all possible? What's make all this AI agent all possible? What's the fuel out of it? Data. Data is critical. Your data, the customer data you have, is critical to fuel and support this intelligence. And this data also, in Contentsquare, cannot be isolated. It's connected to the rest of your data estate in your data lakes. So we're going to show, at Contentsquare we used to say, your AI is only as good as your data. And now said, you're going to show us what we do on the data side.
Of course. So indeed, data is at the core of everything. I mean, we've understood it very early at Contentsquare. It's part of our data, is part of our DNA. And that's also why we've built this intelligent data capture technology that all our customers are using today, which allows you to create a set of data that is reliable, complete, and immediately actionable. We've made this technology easy for you. All the solutions on the market, they provide manual tagging or manual capture. We today provide the most advanced auto-capture technology on the market that allows you to capture any kind of behavioral data, whether we talk about interactions, clicks, page views, frictions, errors, you name it, when it comes to session requests as well. So we make it easy for you with less deployment effort, so you have a set of data that is complete so you can understand your customers' experiences. When we talk about data capture and data collection, there's one thing we can't ignore, which is mobile. I mean, we're all using a lot of our smartphones and any mobile device. We've seen a shift in the traffic from web to mobile some years ago already, but actually mobile data analytics tools are still lagging behind the web analytics tool. It's not the case anymore with Contentsquare because we provide you the full visibility of what your users are doing on your mobile apps, which platform they are, which journeys they are taking, which frictions they are encountering. And then we give you all this data and the analysis and the tools that you need to optimize customer journeys in the app, understand how they land on the app, how they are adopting features that you're releasing on the app. Everything that enables you to achieve your business goals in a more optimized way. And when we talk about mobile, it's important to understand that we now support all development platform for mobile with our auto-capture technology. Whether we talk about Flutter, React Native, whether we talk now of SwiftUI on iOS, we make it easy for you so you can track automatically all the taps, the swipes, the screen views, any change fields, anything happening on your app. The meaning for you and the benefit for you is less deployment effort, less technical effort, and more value right away. So we've talked about how we, and quickly, but how we make this data collection easy and as smooth as possible for you and as complete. Now let's talk about what you can do with this data. And today I'm not going to focus about what we do with this data in Contentsquare, in the platform, because we touched about this with the AI before, but what you can do with this data outside of Contentsquare, within your ecosystem. So there's many ways of doing it. I would say the traditional way, and which our customers have been using for years now, is leveraging more than 150 pre-built integrations that we have with a lot of MarTech solutions or any solution on the market, including our partners here. What I want to do today is focus a bit more for the data teams and how these teams in your companies can leverage the behavioral data that we collect with Contentsquare in your ecosystem. And it has never been easy since we've had Data Connect. Data Connect will allow you to automatically synchronize your behavioral data with the main central data house on the market. Snowflake, Amazon Redshift, Amazon S3, BigQuery, Databricks, and so on. And it happens in few clicks. So it will automatically synchronize your data. You can set it up in minutes, and it's fully self-service. You don't need us. You just click, and your data are moving from Contentsquare to your central data warehouse. You will get all your data available in an organized way. You can even decide which metrics from Contentsquare you want to synchronize in your data warehouse. And then it opens a range of new opportunities for our customers, because those data that you were using in Contentsquare and doing visual analysis, you can now leverage them in any use cases that is spanning the entire ecosystem of your enterprise. We give you the control and the granularity of the data, the behavioral data that you want to use in those use cases. So we've quickly gone through our latest launch. We've seen some new AI-powered capabilities. We've also added some product analytics capabilities, making your marketing digital data team more powerful by leveraging the Contentsquare data and generating more ROI abroad in your enterprise. More importantly, we've seen how you can also leverage Contentsquare data within your ecosystem, whether through AI and the agent, whether through Data Connect that is giving you the data outside of Contentsquare. But Jean-Christophe, at the beginning of the presentation, you said that actually customer experience is becoming more conversational. So we've made a lot to make Contentsquare more conversational with Send Chat, Send Analyst. But what about the conversations that their customers are having with their brands?
I'm going to hear more guys. Thank you, Sebastien. Big round of applause for you. One last thing. Conversations. Everyone knows that. We've seen some of the numbers. 700 million active users of ChatGPT. I think it was 800 million last week. Going very fast. Stripe and Shopify announced a partnership to integrate the e-commerce experience into ChatGPT. By the way, I don't know for you, but I tried last week, no, 2 weeks ago. I bought a figurine on Etsy using ChatGPT. I talked to ChatGPT. I said, I would like to buy this Star Wars figurine. On ChatGPT, he created the experience. I had a click button. I say, buy it, done. I bought it. I got a glimpse of the future of the e-commerce experience. Very conversational, very easy. I'm not kidding, by the way, I really did it. Then I tried to return it. I didn't need a Star Wars figurine. I tried to return it, and it became a nightmare. But so they are not really good at it, but it's going to come soon. And the point being, conversations are going to be everywhere. And I think Gartner said it, 70% of customer attention will begin and end. And I do believe the best brands in the world, especially as you think about digital transformation for Saudi Arabia in 2013, you can start from the best, from conversational discussion and versus mass and click. It's going to be everywhere. And we are very excited to share, because we are Contentsquare, we want to provide the best analytics, the best solution for you to analyze what customers are doing. We just announced the acquisition of Loris.AI. You probably don't know Loris.AI, but it's a company who specializes on analyzing conversations and what's happening. And I wanted to bring it to you because it's going to come soon next year to Saudi Arabia and Middle East. And Loris.AI, basically, what does it tell you? It analyzes customer conversations to tell you why customers are reaching out. Are your agents virtual agents or your personal customer service? What are they doing? Are they satisfied with their experience? It also gives you a real-time, sentiment analysis at every stage of a conversation. So you can know, hey, is this customer happy? Are we helping him or her? What's happening? And finally, it helps you also to see the insights. Hey, I have these many conversations going on my website or with my agents. What are they telling me? Is there a hot product maybe I should push more, or a bug I should fix? So that's the power of Loris, and that's the power of the future, of e-commerce experience. And if you step back, I think we are all getting a glimpse of the future. The future is going to be very hybrid, and it's going to be you interacting with agents or a mobile app. It's going to be your agents buying on your behalf, like I did with ChatGPT last week. It's going to be agents talking to agents, like we saw Claude and ChatGPT. Our vision at Contentsquare is really to help you, enable you to deliver a great customer experience regardless of the technology you're using. And that's where I'm going to go. I think I'm going to wrap up to say I was very excited to spend this, it was my first pitch in Saudi Arabia. It was an honor. You can see me and the rest of the team, Sebastien, at the breaks. There is a beautiful pavilion. We also have the Brace pavilion, our partners pavilion. You can talk to us. You can see the technology in action. I really want to thank you. And shukran.